Hi, boys and girls. Good afternoon. It's Miss Angus here. I hope that this Thursday, June 11th, 2020, is a terrific Thursday for all of you. I'm coming here, yes, back on my porch, sitting here, and I thought that today's lesson would be that I would read you a story because I love stories and you love stories. And since I'm here and you're there, I thought it would be a nice moment just to kind of get cozy, find a little spot, and read to you. What a journey, huh? We've had quite the journey together. Virtual remote learning. Who would have ever thought that this is where we would be? But we have learned a lot, all about nature and planting and birds and acorns and so much more. So I'm going to read you a nice little story. So all you have to do is listen. Oh, and this story that I'm going to read actually has rhyming words. At the end of each sentence, you might hear a word, and then the following sentence, see if you can hear the word at the end that rhymes. Some of the words are a little bit more difficult, but that's okay. All you need to do is listen and enjoy. Okay, so here it is. Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll. Written by Mr. J and illustrated pictures by Aaron Wozniak. And this story is dedicated to my daughter Bria, the inspiration for everything I do, Mr. J, and for my sunshine and my tiger, Aaron, who did the illustrations. Here's Ricky. He's the main character and there's a lot of rocks, so you have to pay attention. Over the lake and out past the bay was a green grassy hill where the rocks came to play. They would race to the top to take in the view, then roll their way down the way rocks love to do. There were Kip and Pip and Chester and Marvin the Boulder. Ignatius played too, though he was much older. And a group called the Pebbles never ever sat still, zigzagging their way up over the hill. Kai was a meteorite, not from this planet, and Maya was lava, taken for granite. Stu was the smart one, Parker the clown, and grumpy old Albert rolled down with a frown. Gabby was sassy, and Leslie had flair, and Emma was giggly, and Hud had black hair. We all were different. But one trait that seemed to be shared by them all was that every rock there was shaped like a ball. And because they were round, they could easily roll through the grass past the lake and up over the knoll. Except for poor Ricky, who quietly sat. You see, Ricky couldn't roll because one side was flat. What part of this is supposed to be fun? His friends didn't get it. Come roll, they would chant. So Ricky tried but replied, I'm sorry, I can't. But the rocks were determined. They were sure they could solve Ricky's flat-sided problem and help him revolve. So Marvin the Boulder, with his impressive physique, carried Rick all the way up to the hill's grassy peak. Then he pushed him downhill, yelling, keep rolling, kid. But Rick didn't roll. He just kind of slid. This feels like a bad idea. Well, the rocks weren't done, not by a mile. Surely this next try would get Rick to smile. They stuck rubber balls all over Rick, using big gobs of glue to make them stick. They were proud of themselves. This will work. But Ricky still couldn't roll. Now he just sort of bounced. No good, no good, no good. Well, then he pushed and they pulled, trying every which way to get Rick to roll. But by the end of the day, nothing had worked, just like Rick expected, and he ended up feeling depressed and dejected. It's no use, Ricky sighed. There just isn't a way. So I'll sit off to the side and watch you all play. But his friends wouldn't quit. We're here for you, brother, and we'll get you to whirl one way or another. So they pondered and thought, each straining his brain, till they looked up and saw it was starting to rain. And that's when it hit the smart stone named Stu. Eureka, he shouted, I know just what to do. He explained to them how they would get Rick to tumble. My plan is pure genius. Stu wasn't too humble. So they carried our hero down this road about a mile to the lake where they gathered up mud they could pile. On the flat side of Rick, creating a mound that they shaped, smoothed, and sculpted until it was round. Then after the rain, with the sun in the sky, they left him to bake till the mud was all dry. They gathered up vines and one colorful feather that they wrapped all around Rick to keep it together. Does anyone have a towel? Look at Rick. When the last knot was tied and the work was all done, the only step left was for Rick to have fun. They stood back and watched, feeling nervous and tense, as Rick breathed in deep with increasing suspense. He moved slowly at first, testing out his new mold, and then for the first time, Ricky the Rock rolled. So Bria the ladybug, who'd been there from the start, felt a surge of pure joy swell up in her heart. She thought as she watched her friends play on the hill that there's always a way if there's always a will. And she said to herself as Ricky rolled down the slope, when you're surrounded by love, you always have hope. The end. I hope that you boys and girls enjoyed this story. You see, when we have each other and we're surrounded by good friends, we have love. And so we always have hope. Hope's always in your back pocket. And my mother used to say, after the rain comes sunshine. Hope is always in your pocket. So I hope you enjoyed the story. And look for those rocks out there. Take a look. See what color they are. Keep observing your world. Bye.